Joe, we'll come on and talk about the company in more detail and the financial numbers in just a moment. I just have to get your take first up. The financial markets are pricing in divided governments in the United States. There was, even a few days ago, an expectation that we would see a green revolution for that economy. What does the new lie of the land look like to you, and what do you think it means to Siemens?
Well, I think, first of all, we need to go wait till the results are final and the things, the dust has been settling. I think we may take some time given the very narrow results in many states. I think, of course, what we like to hear is that the United States would come back to the Paris Agreement if Vice President Biden would win. But look, I mean, on the other hand, we should not overestimate the impact of what's currently happening because we have customers. Last year, they gave us $26 billion of business, and we continue to be close to them with 50,000 people working for us in the U.S. So I think we should wait and see and not get overly excited and anxious about what the new government will look like. We've had our good moments with the current government, and I'm sure we will have good moments with a potentially new government. So I think we should first wait and see what the results are, and then look what that potentially could mean for our company in the United States.
We had the Volkswagen CEO on Bloomberg yesterday, and he told us that a Biden presidency or Democratic policies in the U.S. are more, quote, aligned with their strategy. Do you feel the same way?
Well, as I said, we had our good moments with the current government, and I'm sure we'll have good moments with the other one. At the end of the day, we are selling to customers and sectors, and not so much to governments. So that's why I believe it's important to see what the sectors do and how those sectors can benefit from government policies. As I said. Obviously, we all agree, or most of us agree, that the world needs help in terms of CO2 reduction. So emission would be a very relevant topic globally. The other topic would be that, free and open trade on a multilateral environment certainly has helped to bring millions of people out of poverty. And if we can continue that with all parties on the table, the United States, China, and Europe, that certainly would be helpful to business. The other thing is that we are on the verge to the fourth industrial revolution, or what people call it Industry 4.0, or Internet of Things. So we need to be able to connect all things. And connecting all things, again, means global trade, data security, but also free flow of data. So there's a lot of tasks we have together, companies and governments, to prepare the world for the next decade, if not for the next century. And that means Internet of Things, and that means a sustainable world where, we bring people out of poverty. So we are in for that. Our product spectrum in Siemens is almost perfect to supporting that. And I'm sure that any government in the United States, we can work well together as we have done in the past for so many years.
Okay, final question for me on the election. Joe, do you think that the United States will be less green if we don't have, or we haven't had, the blue wave? Well,
again, I mean, there's the government and there are certain policies there, but there is also, international companies, leading companies in the United States, which are number one in their sectors, which show the world how things are working. And no matter which companies I have been talking to, our customers, and even competitors in the United States, they all say sustainability, economically feasible sustainability is the play of the future. And they all commit to that. Even if you look at the oil and gas sector, I've been talking to companies, they all say, we got to go down on our emissions. Please, Siemens, help us how we can make the oil fields less greener, so to speak, with less emission. How can we do something together on hydrogen? How can we create synthetic fuels? So they're all up to sustainability in an economically feasible and a responsible way. And that's important because sometimes, activists tend to push us into very quick changes. But the fact of the matter is that companies and the world is a world which we have. So we need to be responsible with shareholder interest. We need to be responsible with customer interest. Jobs are relevant. And this is our task and our responsibility as global company leaders, that we have a responsible track and trajectory from today's world to a better future world, which also has jobs and bringing people out of poverty. That's responsibility. And so I'm sure that no matter what government we have, this will be the trend. And I believe this is irreversible. The world is going green. The only one way which is out today is how responsibly and how quickly we'll be able to do that. And that's, I think, our task, and we are fully buying into that.
So let's talk about Siemens' business a little bit deeper. You agreed to a sale of Flender. That was one of the last steps in asset sales. So I'm wondering, as you went through this transformation, at what point, or do you want to be revisiting things like acquisitions for lines like software or automation, for example?
Well, I think acquisitions are not on the table right now. We have been working hard in the management team that we set up the new Siemens for the next decade. We do have three very strong companies in their sector: Siemens Energy, Siemens Healthineers, and then a new Siemens AG, which is basically the industrial core of automation and software and smart infrastructure, including mobility, which obviously is a smart infrastructure component. So now we've been shaping the product spectrum for the future. With the spin-off of energy, it was one of the most relevant topics to de-risk also the new Siemens AG, the industrial company. With Flender now, we have been making major progress also on a clear-cut sale. So the new companies, now all three of them, they need to go look how they actively shape the transformation. Healthineers has done that already with a big acquisition, a 16 billion acquisition of Varian, where the number one in oncology comes together with the number one in imaging, which will change the whole world in terms of healthcare treatment and cancer treatment. So they are busy in doing that one and get the shareholder value out of that transaction. Siemens Energy is very, very busy in doing the transformation from conventional power generation to renewable energy, which will be quite a restructuring case to shape the future. And then a new Siemens AG, the industrial, it's got everything it takes, now to speed up growth and become a technology growth company in the industrial space.